Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's Week 12 in the NFL. This is our regular spot with professional handicapper Doug Upstone, known as false favorites and top underdogs. Doug Upstone, what is your first false favorite or top underdog for NFL Week 12?
My first false favorite, Peter, is going to be on Atlanta. Now, the Falcons are fading like the pumpkin and pecan pies will on Thanksgiving night. They've lost 4 out of 5. They're in a death spiral against the spread at 0-6. And I think the only thing that's going to save this team is the survival kit. Now, if Atlanta right now had a better choice of quarterback than Matt Ryan, I think they might go to him because in this season now he's up to 10 interceptions and has 6 fumbles. Now, Minnesota proved they were not quite ready as primetime players in their loss at home against Green Bay, but I think they have the defense to confuse and to stop Matt Ryan once again, who I think is going to have to throw without running back Dante Freeman. In this particular case, the Dirty Birds are minus 1.5 point favorites, and they're 3-11 in that role the last 2 seasons. I'm going against Atlanta at home.
All right, yeah, that is the game makes me a little bit nervous on the spread. I guess I'd kind of lean towards Atlanta though, but of course, yeah, they've lost 6 in a row. ATS, Minnesota, an absolute ATS juggernaut this year. I actually really like a play in this game. I like the under. I bet that one. Doug Upstone, what's your second false favorite or top dog for NFL Week 12?
We're going to go with the top dog, Peter, and it's going to be with Washington at home against the New York Giants. Now, Washington quarterback Kirk Cousins has had a Jekyll and Hyde season, and last week he continued in Carolina in their loss in which they were crushed. Now, that left Washington 0-5 straight up this season on the road, and a good chunk of the problem is Cousins, who has 5 touchdown passes and 8 interceptions. But when the Michigan State quarterback comes back to FedEx Field, he's a completely different character with 10 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. Now, I'm not saying Washington's a good team, but you have to realize, Peter, with how weak the NFC East is, that if they win against the Giants, they're tied for first in that division. And I look at this situation, and their last 3 road losses, when they have come back home, Washington is 3-0 straight up. I like them as a top dog.
This surprises me a little bit, Doug. The Giants are coming off a bye, of course. I kind of really like the Giants here. I think we're going to go head-to-head on this one. I feel like the Giants are one of my favorite plays of the week, but we'll see. Maybe I'm misreading it. What is your third top dog or false favorite for NFL Week 12, Doug?
My third one, Peter, is a false favorite, and it is with Seattle, who I think is vulnerable at home. Now, this Pittsburgh and Seattle matchup has a total hovering around 44 to 45, and let's examine Seattle in this situation. On the season, when the total is 43 or higher, Seattle is 1-3-1 against the spread with 3 outright losses. Now, I think the reason that it's a little bit higher is the sports books look at the potential of this Pittsburgh offense with Ben Roethlisberger, and with them, in this case, I think coming off a bye and being a little bit more refreshed. Now, Pittsburgh's offense certainly has the ability to spread out Seattle, and this year so far, already 5 times, Seattle has given up 27 or more points. Another thing I like about the situation, what I think enhances Pittsburgh's value here against Seattle's defense, is that Seattle has been horrible against all teams this year, covering the tight end, which is just one more weapon for Pittsburgh that goes against Seattle. Now, I'm not crazy that the line has dropped to 4 in this case, but I find Pittsburgh is 13-3 against the spread. If in their last game they threw for 350 or more yards, and I think this is going to be a 2-point game either way, Peter. So I'm going against Seattle here.
All right, this one I agree with you, Doug. I took this one myself. I bet it on the opener of plus 5.5. I agree with you. Feels like it's going to be a close game. Not sure that Seattle has what it takes to blow out Pittsburgh off of a bye. Doug Upstone, great analysis this week. As always, we'll talk to you again next week for NFL Week 13.
Thank you, Peter.